Chapter 3 When Skies Are Grey. Outside the borders of Britain, the war was going badly, even if the skies above them were disturbed only by friendly aircraft. Danny would be flying patrol, and when he was at leisure to do so, he would sit quietly at the bar, talking to Eleanor in the quiet times, walking her home afterwards. He told her little about his past life, but he had dreams for the future. "Will you go back to America?" "I don't know. It would depend on a lot of things, like if I even could go back. It doesn't seem likely. I probably have to stay on the side or go to Canada when the war is over. I still have some folks there. Either way, I'd like to save up and buy some land and run livestock. Some cows and a few horses maybe, and buy a plane. Build a small hangar, start a flying school and a club where pilots can get together and hold a barnstorm every now and then. Something like what we had in Rome at Dr. Gerard's. It could be a good life. Nothing rich, but happy, I think." His eyes were very dark in the dim moonlight. He looked up into the cold early spring night sky, as if it held some hint into the future. His arm brushed against hers. "What would you like to do?" She laughed. "Is it bad that I don't know? I feel like I'm hanging around, waiting for some greater purpose, a grand design for my life. My whole family have always known what their purpose was and where they wanted to fit in the scheme of things. Father is an army surgeon. Mother and he met when she was a nurse. They have this great love affair and sense of duty and service that drives them. Sometimes I think they even had Jan and me because it was a duty and a necessary sacrifice to have children. I feel like Mother resented our childhood because it kept us so much from following Dad to strange places." She took the pins from her hair and shook it out. "Jan wanted to be a bus driver for the longest time." She laughed. Mother was scandalized. She insisted Jan trained for a secretary job. She did, then got an Air Force desk job. I think Dad pulled some strings through a high-up Air Force friend. That's also where she met Tim. Then, when the war started, she became a WAF, so she also kind of achieved her dream. Every now and then she gets to drive RAF transports, which is pretty close to bus driving. I took a temporary job with Duncan at the Lark while I found my feet, and here I am still looking for them. Father suggested teaching, but I feel if you're going to work with children, you should feel the calling. The world doesn't need more mediocre teachers. You see, I'm one of those people who can do a little bit of everything. I can paint and play some piano. I can bake. I can almost sing. I've written short stories that I've done nothing with. There's no great talent or career in any of my little skills. I am a perfectly pleasant little Victorian wife prospect. I would like to be more, but I don't know what." "I think you are more than the way you see yourself. You're the most serene person I've ever met. You have this sense of calm perspective to you, like you see every person in front of you clearly for who they are and accept them completely. It means something to people. You'll find your feet, and when you do, you'll astound yourself." They were coming to the end of the street and the end of their walk. She reached for his hand. "I don't want to say goodbye yet." It was the first time she touched him. There was something there, like a current running between them. His hand was warm as he squeezed hers tight for a moment. "Me neither. I feel like we're somehow running out of time. I didn't really think about meeting someone. I wanted to make something out of myself before even considering it. Now the war's on our doorstep. From the way things are going, I think we'll be up against the full force of the Luftwaffe very soon. My days consist of flying patrol and looking forward to seeing you. There's this joy in me when I get to see you. I think we've got something here. And I don't know what real war is going to mean for us. It's all so wrong and feels so right. He had stopped, let her hand go. He was very close. She could hear his breath and the little catch in it. Her own heart was beating wildly in her chest. Danny, I'd have liked to get to know you in less complicated times. But we don't get to set the timeline. And this is what we got dealt, so we'll have to make do with it. I am glad Johnny made you come meet me, because my heart does this silly little skip every time you appear in the door. I think we have something important right here at our fingertips, and I'd like to try and hold on to it, regardless of war. I'd like to give it a chance. He reached out, ran his fingertips very softly over the side of her cheek, brushed her hair back, softly. She looked up at him. His eyes were very dark, and it was hard to see what he felt, but she thought there was a hint of sadness. Then she closed her eyes as he very carefully kissed her. It was soft and clumsy, and she thought that it might be the first time either of them had kissed someone. People were right. There were butterflies, and your knees did go quite shaky. How surprising. His breathing was uneven, and as she leaned her head against his chest for a moment, his heart thundered even wilder than hers. He was holding her carefully, the fingers of his one hand softly playing with her hair. They stayed like that a long moment, neither wanting to move. The clouds drifted in front of the moon, and the dim night became darker. No street lights were switched on for fear of bombing raids, and it was late and dark and cold. I must get you home and get back in. He walked her to the door. She looked up and smiled. There was that soft, sweet, tentative kiss again that melted her entirely, and then she watched his dark shape disappear into the gloomy night. She had the strangest feeling upon her, joy mixed with something like grief.